The comic begins as Jen, aka She-Hulk, and Augustus Pugliese are trying to create a signal, and as Pug wants to repay him for helping him out once. Using the signal, he calls Spider-Man, who arrives there, cracking some jokes and then asks them the reason for calling him. Pug introduces himself and shares his desire to help Spider-Man take revenge from Mr. J. Jonah Jameson, the publisher of the Daily Bugle, in a legal way, as Jonah Jameson always publishes defamatory articles against Spider-Man to increase its rating, and Spider-Man agrees. On the other hand, Ditto, a shape-changer messenger, visits the office of the Daily Bugle to inform Mr. J. Jonah Jameson about the lawsuit notice. No one knows that Spider-Man is actually Peter Parker wearing a Spider-Man suit, except Mary Jane, his girlfriend. Spider-Man is happily telling Mary Jane about the lawsuit they are going to file against Jonah, while MJ asks him to use it for helping people, as he would win it as Spider-Man and not as Peter Parker. Pug asks Jen to lead the case, as he considers her a better lawyer than him, and at first Jen denies, stating that this case is very important for Pug, so he himself should lead it, but agrees later on as Pug keeps on insisting. Scorpion, who is one of the biggest enemies of Spider-Man and Jonah, asks Smith to provide his Spider Slayers and help him finish Spider-Man and Jonah, to which Smith agrees. On the hearing day, Pug and Jen are discussing the case and hopeful to win, as Mr. John Jameson, the son of Mr. J. Jonah Jameson, agrees to be their witness against his father, arrives and greets them. The hearing begins. Mr. Pug explains to the judge that Spider-Man has saved countless lives, so he is a hero, not a villain, as accused by Jonah in his newspaper, and then calls his witness, Mr. John Jameson, to testify against the Daily Bugle. Mr. Jameson tells the judge that Spider-Man once saved his life, and had he not arrived on time, he would have been dead. But his father accused Spider-Man of planning this incident on the front page of the Daily Bugle, despite the fact that NASA found no such evidence in their investigation. The police officer also witnesses against Jonah by telling the court that Jonah tried to persuade him to arrest Spider-Man, saying that he had proof that Spider-Man was really Sandman, Electro, or Mysterio, but every time he was proved wrong. Jonah quickly speaks for himself, telling that it was Peter Parker who provided him those photos, but the judge orders him to be quiet. Then Pug asks another witness, Miss Brandt, about the fire that was caused in the warehouse by Dr. Doom, but Jonah blames Spider-Man for it, telling the court that Jonah told her to pin Spider-Man as it would make him more money. Then another witness from the Daily Bugle testifies that they used to spend half of their advertising budget on billboards showing Spider-Man, myth or menace, and it would spike the Daily Bugle circulation by 300%. Then Spider-Man himself arrives in the court in his style as a witness. Jonah's lawyer objects about his mask, that they don't know if he is really Spider-Man, but Spider-Man shuts him up by saying that who else would arrive swinging in the web. Pug shows the judge an Avengers issue scanner used to identify its members and confirms Spider-Man's identity with it. Spider-Man tells the court that most of the accusations of Jonah were false, and some of the things he did mention in the Daily Bugle were misinterpreted in a way that proves him as a villain. Then Spider-Man cracks a joke that he has figured out one of the reasons Jonah hates him, and that is because he's black. Jonah's lawyer accuses Spider-Man of harassing his client many times by webbing his chair, leaving him hanging from a building, but Spider-Man explains that he did it all just to get back at him for all the lies he was printing against him. The lawyer then accuses him of being involved in the death of Captain George and his daughter Gwen, and of bringing the alien symbiote to Earth that gave rise to Venom, and the mass murderer known as Carnage. As Spider-Man comes back to sit, Pug and Jen appreciate him that he did really well, but Spider-Man tells them that he is not worried. It's just his spider sense tingling that some enemies are coming for them. A super speedster messenger from the mailroom comes to inform them that Scorpion, along with Spider Slayer robots, is on his way to kill Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Jen quickly leave for tackling Scorpion so that he doesn't reach the courtroom. The fight begins as Spider-Man and She-Hulk start fighting as a team to beat Scorpion. They ask Scorpion what does he want, and he replies that he wants to take revenge from Spider-Man as he is entrapped in the Scorpion suit just because of him. They tell Scorpion that it was Jonah Jameson who put him in that suit, as it was one of his schemes to lash out on Spider-Man. The Scorpion then starts moving towards the court to kill Jonah, but She-Hulk tries to stop him, saying that if he would go there, Jonah, who is about to lose the case and pay millions of dollars for defamation, would get a mistrial and escape. All of a sudden, Spider-Man comes there and knocks Scorpion off. On the other hand, Pug proves in the court that Jonah has ties to the supervillain community, gives some examples and says that Jonah is the one who is breeding ground for master criminals, and that he's the actual menace here, while Spider-Man is the one who cleans up his mess. The trial day 1 ends. Peter Parker is sitting in a cafe reading the article published by Bushnick against the Daily Bugle. When Ditto arrives there in the shape of Mary Jane, Spider-Man starts telling her about the article. All of a sudden, Ditto comes back to his original shape, informing Peter Parker that he has been served legal notice. The next trial day comes and Pug is questioning Peter Parker. Pug proves that Peter Parker created fake photos of Spider-Man's battles, contributed to the defamation, and now he is to be held accountable along with Jonah Jameson. Peter Parker, who is actually Spider-Man, understands the situation that he would have to pay along with Jonah too, so he goes to Pug and Jen as Spider-Man and tells them that he wants to settle. They go to Jonah, telling him that their client wants to settle on the condition that both Jonah Jameson and Peter Parker will have to hand public apologies in a chicken suit for the entire public day in front of the Daily Bugle office. Jameson's lawyer advises him to accept the offer to avoid paying millions of dollars, so he accepts the settlement offer. The next day, both Jameson and Peter Parker start handing out public apologies in a chicken suit while Pug and Jen are watching and laughing at them. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.